Welcome to the Unethical Uses of Information Technology class. The standards are explain the consequences of illegal, social, and unethical uses of information technology, such as illegal downloading, license infringement, and inappropriate uses of software, hardware, and mobile devices. By the end of this lesson, you should be able to explain what a social consequence it is and who administers it. Explain what a legal consequence it is and who administers it. Explain the differences between ethics and morals. Apply ethics and consequences to a given situation. As we go through these different slides, you may want to pause and copy down the information on the slides because some information needs to be on your note sheets if you look. For instance, ethics is supposed to be defined on your note sheet. Ethics is the rules of conduct as recognized by a particular class of human actions or a particular group, such as doctors, lawyers, teachers, Christians, that kind of thing. These ethics generally tend to be the same ethics, but they're deciphered differently by the people who are involved. Morals, on the other hand, are ever-changing and have to do with the people, with the concept of right and wrong. Things like we know that stealing is wrong, and we know that helping people is right, and we know that doing the right thing is the right thing to do. For instance, if you are a lawyer, ethics say that if you are working with the client tells you they're guilty, you can't share that information unless that's something they want to do. You have to keep it to yourself. We know that morally speaking, if you know somebody's done something wrong, you're supposed to tell somebody. Once you decide your ethical dilemma, whether it's ethical or not, whether it's right or wrong, there's always consequences. Social consequences are those consequences that have to do with how people feel about you, how your friends feel about something you've done, how strangers feel about something they've done. And it really has nothing to do really with the reality of the situation, but with the perceived behavior. For instance, if there's money sitting on a counter and you walk up and take it, if your friend left it there, you may know it's okay, and your friend may know it's okay, but a stranger may think that you stole the money. Therefore, their perception is that you are a thief. It has nothing to do with the reality of it, it's just the way it is. On the other hand, legal consequences have to do with the consequences that are applied by the people who make the rules or the people that enforce the rules. For instance, if you steal money, going back to that previous scenario, then it is legally stealing and you can get written up if you're at school, you could get grounded at home, or you could be arrested by the police. Social consequences, because they have to do with emotions, cannot be negotiated. Legal consequences, because it's not generally an emotional thing, is something that can be negotiated. For instance, when you get in trouble at home and you get grounded, or whatever other punishment your parents want to give you, you have probably attempted at some point or another to negotiate the punishment down to something not as painful for you. Let's go ahead and see about applying these. All right, so here's your scenario, and you get to decide the specifics of it. It's okay to make a copy of a friend's CD on your computer. Keep that in mind. Is it ethical to make a copy of a friend's CD on your computer? Is it? Support your answer. Remember that because it is right or wrong is not an answer. Why do you feel this way? Pause the video and respond to this question. All right, now that you're back, what are the social consequences? Give 3 social consequences. Remember that these come from the people all around you and has to do with perception. Think of it this way. What would your friends think? What would a stranger think? What would an adult think if they saw you making a copy of a CD that you borrowed from a friend? Pause the video and respond. Welcome back. What are the legal consequences of making a copy of a friend's CD on your computer? Give 3 legal consequences. Remember, these come from the people who make or enforce the rules. Maybe think of it this way. What would your parents do if they knew you did that? What would your teachers do? What would the police do? Remember that you can't say you would get in trouble. It's not specific enough. You need to give me actual consequences. Pause the video and respond. Okay, let's do one more scenario before you get to do yours on your own. It's okay to copy someone's homework if you forgot to do yours last night. Okay? It's okay to copy someone's homework if you forgot to do yours last night. Do you believe this is ethical? Remember, you've got to support that answer. You can't tell me why that it's either right or wrong. Why is it right or wrong? What makes it ethical or unethical? Remember, you've got to support your answer. Pause the video and go ahead and respond. Okay, welcome back. What are the social consequences? Again, doing three social consequences, and these come from the people around you. Again, what would your friends think? What would a stranger think? What would an adult think outside of the situation? Pause the video and respond to the question. All right, lastly, what are three legal consequences of not doing or of doing copying somebody's homework because you forgot to do yours last night? If your parents knew you copied the homework, what would they do? If a teacher knew you copied the homework, what would they do? What would an administrator do? Because obviously the police wouldn't care. So what would an administrator do if they knew you copied the homework? Again, remember, you would get in trouble. That's not specific enough. Pause the video and respond to the question. All right, now, you're doing this from home, more than likely. If you are doing this from home, you're going to find your team name on the ethics sheet and go ahead and respond to it. If you are in the classroom, discuss how you feel with your team deciding concerning whether your scenario is ethical, and then do the social consequences and the legal consequences. If you are doing this from home and you're not in the classroom, I want you to go ahead and select another scenario besides the one that you would do if you were in class with your team. So you would have a total of 4 done on your paper when you turn it in. Once you are done, submit your paper the way that you would normally do so in class. Thank you and have a good day.